Next, we'll look at the ignition system. Now let's start by identifying the parts. There are spark plugs, spark plug wires, a distributor cap, and a rotor underneath the cap. When checking the components, check it when the engine is cold. A hot engine can burn you severely. Now when checking the ignition system, make sure the key is in the off position. Ignition systems put out extremely high voltage and you could get shocked. First, you want to check the wires to make sure none of them have come loose or are damaged. So often, people have brought their car in for a tune-up when all that was wrong was a loose wire. First, check and make sure that both ends of each wire are secure on the spark plug and into the distributor cap by pushing, making sure they're seated properly. Then check for burnt spots or cracks in the wires and replace them if necessary. If you notice the wires are bad, remember, don't take them off all at once or you'll get them mixed up. Change them one at a time. You can mark them by putting masking tape on them and then numbering them. Wires should be checked every 25,000 miles and replaced every 50,000 miles or 4 years to ensure top performance. Now, spark plugs are also easy to change. If you decide to change the plugs, do them one at a time. Make sure you have the right plugs and gap them properly before you install them. If you've never changed spark plugs before, you may want to have them changed by a certified mechanic. Let's move back to the distributor cap. Some have clips and some have screws, and you'll need to remove them. On this particular vehicle, you'll need a screwdriver to remove the cap. When inspecting the distributor cap, you'll be looking for white or black powder deposits on the cap's electrodes. Also, look at the rotor for burnt spots. Then, look at the wires. If they're cracked or have burnt spots on them, replace them. Now, any of these could cause a misfire and should be replaced right away. Remember, ignition parts are inexpensive and they're easy to replace. For spark plugs, let's look at a chart so you'll see some of the most common problems and compare your spark plugs with the one on the screen.